right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to be here of assistance. If you have any questions as I'm speaking, feel free to go ahead and put it on the questions and answer tab. Um, we're gonna actually, the purpose of this webinar is to let you know how to become a home inspector all the way from taking the class all the way to actually applying for the license. And what is the next steps after once you have that license, what are the immediate following steps? But very important, it's important disclosure. This is as of May 7, 2025. Right now, the state of Florida is looking to make it a little bit harder for new inspectors to get the license. It requires a little more education, a few more hours of education as well. So keep in mind that if you want to take the easy route, quote unquote, it's not easy. You have to dedicate time. But right now, it's definitely easier than how it's gonna be in a couple of months. Right now, the state hasn't said when these changes are gonna be implemented. We just know that we're gonna have some changes coming up, and that they're gonna be more rigorous to become a home inspector. Without further ado, the first thing that you guys have to do is take the 120-hour class. InterNACHI offers a pretty good 120-hour class. And one of the biggest benefits for you to take the InterNACHI class is that when you pass the class, you are closer to your first certification as an inspector, which will be the CPI, Certified Professional Inspector. There's different levels in InterNACHI, but the very first certification that will set you apart from the rest once you have the license is the CPI. And within the 120 hours, you will be taught how to inspect roof, how to inspect HVAC, which is the AC systems, plumbing, electrical, roofing materials. I'm talking specifically to structure of attics, structural walls, and foundations, among other things. They also go over safety with, like, we need to get on the roof with ladders. So it's a very substantial, very meaty class. This is not a class that you have to be scared of, but it's definitely a class that you have to respect. Like you do have to put in your time, depending on your background. If you're an electrician, it's obvious that the electrician portion is gonna be easier for you. But as a home inspector, we are pretty much the one who knows a little of everything. So it is a chunky class. After you finish the 120-hour class, that's when you go ahead and sign for the exam. For the exam, InterNACHI does offer a prompter exam. My suggestion will be, I used to prompter the test for the state of Florida. I did it for about 5 to 6 years, and commit to studying the material. Once you take all the courses, don't assume that because you read all the courses, you are ready to take the test. When I took the license myself, I took the courses and then I studied for 3 months. And then I was ready. I passed the test on the first try. The reason why I'm suggesting and advising that you study is because you have to pay for every attempt that you take the test. So if you take it 3 times, you have to pay the fee 3 times. If you take it 1 time, you only pay 1 time. So if this is you become a home inspector to make money. So you have to be smart. You do have to put extra time studying. Once you feel sure, you can go ahead and take the test. All the cool things of InterNACHI is that they have a practice test, a free practice test for you to take the InterNACHI test, or for you to prepare for the InterNACHI test. And it's not the same test by no means. It's going to be different than the actual state exam. However, it gives you an idea of what areas you have to study. So if you go and take the practice test and you pass it with a 70, you know you need to study more. If you pass it with a 95, then you can go ahead and register to take the test. The requirements for you to pass the test is that you have to take 80% in the overall test and at least 50% on each section. So for example, if you get an 81% in the overall test, but you took a 45% on roof, you will not pass. The state will not allow you to go ahead and apply for the license. If you get everything above 50%, all the sections, but you get a 79%, you will not be allowed to apply for the license. So again, the score that you need, the overall score is 80%, and you have to pass with 50% on each of the sections of the test. All right. Once you complete the class and you pass the test, the next step is actually applying with the state. And for that, I'm actually going to show you on their website how to do it. Actually, let me go step back. I'm going to show you, because more likely this will be posted, so that way you guys know how to go directly. Believe it or not, once you pass the test and once you finish the class and you pass the test, the unfriendly portion of it is actually finding the application. So that's where I'm going to take the time to actually walk you through the website. So in order for you to get here, all you have to do is put DBPR. And when it says welcome to DBPR online services, you click in it, and it will take you here. For you to apply for a license, you will have to create an account. But for the sake of what we're doing today, I'm going to show you how to get to the application itself. So you go to apply for new license. And this is the website for the state for all the licenses. So in here, you have all the different ones. You're going for home inspector, obviously. You scroll down to apply for license. And then in the case of those persons that so there are different ways that you can become an inspector in the state of Florida. You can either become an inspector after passing the class and the test, or you can also be an active inspector in another state, and you can transfer your license over here. That I will not go into it because this one is more focused on new inspectors. But if you come into the state from another state with a license, you have to call the state and see what are the requirements, because it varies between state and state. But in this case, going back to the person that is brand new, just passed the class, just passed the test. If you have to go ahead, if you want to go ahead and start working right away after you get your license, you go to active license by examination. If you want to wait after you get your license, some people want to train and do some mentoring and follows all the inspectors, you want to go with inactive. I always advise active because the idea is to go ahead and start making money. Very important. In the state of Florida, it is illegal for you to do inspections without a license, without an active license. So in order to make money, you have to go through the active license by examination. The requirement for your application is the examination itself. Like, you will have to show them proof that you passed the examination, the state exam. You have to show them proof that you passed the class, and then after that, you have to take your fingerprints. They do a criminal background check on you. For that, you have to go to live scan providers, and you have to search which one is the closest one to you. What they do digital scans of your fingerprints. The fingerprints will be sent directly to the state. You are responsible to send them your proof that you passed the test, your proof that you passed the class, your proof of insurance. In the state of Florida, as of right now, again, as of May 7 of 2025, you have to provide insurance proof of 300,000 of general liability. All right, and then you can see that right there in the requirements. And then you have to pay the fee. The state will take a application fee, which, if I'm not mistaken, is in the $200 area. You have two options to apply. You can either do it online, following this link, or you can print it and send everything via mail. Okay. And the reason why I'm highlighting this is because that was the phone call I got the most. Once my students would take the test, this was the one question: where do I find that link? Because for some reason they use the smallest font. Once you have applied, now you have your 120-hour course. You have you're taking your InterNACHI, your state exam, and you have sent your application. The next step is pretty much wait for them to send you your application. In the state of Florida, one of the things that you have to do is become certified in wind mitigations. InterNACHI has a good class for wind mitigation. I suggest that once you finish your whole process, That is one of the first steps that you do after you finish once you get your license. Another immediate step that you should be taking is looking for association and chapters in your area. So InterNACHI is a international association, but InterNACHI also has chapters locally. So you want to go into the InterNACHI website and look for a chapter that might be close to you, because you do want to connect with inspectors. The success rate of students who did all this process and students that became actual inspectors and they stay as inspectors was mainly on those that would connect with other inspectors. The reason why is because you learn a lot of theory, and then when you go into do the first inspection, you realize that there's certain things that is not just theory, that you have to bring the human factor in, you have to bring the fact that realtors are involved, insurance agents are involved. Being a home inspector in a real estate transaction is very complex. I'm having those mentors, those other inspectors that you can learn from and just bounce ideas off, will make a huge difference. And it will save you a lot of money too, because you get to get feedback from them of what worked for them and what didn't work for them. Aside from that, I think I'm done. Is there any questions? In the state of Florida, if you're a veteran, you get the application fee waived. Again, for that, you have to go into the website. Actually, it would be, yeah. So right where you put active license by examination, if you scroll down, it tells you who are the ones who are that can get the waive fee, the fee waive, and also family members of the military personnel. And that's it. Now I think I covered all the bases. Well, everybody, thank you for your time. I hope this was beneficial to everybody. If you have any questions, feel free to contact InterNACHI. They will either answer themselves, they'll put you in contact directly with me. And that's all. Have a great night.